From our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
A pilot has had a lucky escape after a mid-air emergency over the state's northwest coast this morning. The small plane spent more than an hour circling Burnie Airport with a reported mechanical issue. It eventually made the emergency landing just after midday. The pilot, who was the sole occupant, walked away unharmed. The state government is being urged to put its money where its mouth is to ensure all recommendations from a report on maternity services are implemented in full. The Greens say the findings highlight the impact vacancy controls and underinvestment are having on the workforce at the Royal Hobart Hospital.
We need the government to stump up the necessary funding.
The Health Minister says the government and health officials have listened and are committed to all recommendations.
We are very determined to ensure that all women in Tasmania have high quality and safe maternity services.
No timeframes have been outlined for when the recommendations will be delivered. Well, one of cricket's greats has paid a special visit to children at the Royal Hobart Hospital's cancer unit. Ricky Ponting and the Hobart Hurricanes hoping to raise vital funds to help those who need it most.
Putting an arm around some very special fans. Hurricane stars making a visit to the Royal Hobart Hospital's paediatric ward.
Your heart drops when you see some of these situations, so yeah, to come in here and just put a smile on some young people's face and some families' faces is really important to us.
The visit part of tonight's BBL game, where a percentage of the proceeds will go to the Ponting Foundation to help children and young Australians in their fight against cancer.
Whether it is upgrading hospital equipment, whether it's transport, whether it's accommodation, whatever it might be.
Matthew Wade has his own journey with cancer and says tonight's game will be a special one for the players.
Sometimes professional sportsmen lose that we're entertainers as well, and to see the kids getting excited about the game tonight is really, it's really big for us.
The foundation offering help not just for the children, but their families too.
For parents, having a threat to your child's life, like cancer, is quite possibly the ultimate thing that puts your whole being at risk.
Hopefully everyone turns out tonight. We're expecting 10,000 plus over at Ninja Stadium. And as I said, whatever funds we raise will stay here in Tasmania and help Tasmanian families.
The state government lending a helping hand, matching every dollar raised from tonight's game.
When a child is diagnosed with cancer, the family's world goes upside down, inside out. It is one of the most hardest journey that any child, young person and their family has to navigate.
Bringing a little light in what can be a very dark time. Lily Thompson, 7 Tasmania News.
And it is a big game tonight, and Lily now joins us from Ninja Stadium where the Hurricanes are warming up for their clash with the Sydney Thunder. Lily, are there plenty of supporters there yet?
Yeah, well, we heard there that Ricky Ponting was hoping for 10,000 fans here at Ninja Stadium. It's a little early to tell if that target's going to be hit, with the gates just opening and play kicking off in about an hour's time. Now, it's a huge game tonight, Kim. If the Hurricanes do win, they'll get to the top of the leaderboard. Now, it's going to be a big, battle for them. Sydney Thunder have some huge players, the likes of David Warner and Sam Constas. So it's a huge game tonight, and one for, many reasons, including the Ponting Foundation game here, Kim.
It will be. Thanks, Lily. We will catch you a little bit later tonight too. Four sustainable water projects across the state are getting a cash splash under a new federal funding scheme ahead of this year's election. Tas farmers welcoming the announcement, but say another crucial project in the state's north is overdue for much needed investment.
For Plant Shop Westland Nurseries, having a reliable recycled water source is vital to keeping its business blossoming.
We use about 3.6 megalitres per week here on site.
Welcoming a $19 million cash splash to expand the Cambridge-Clarence Recycled Water Interconnector, which the company uses for its private dam.
Knowing that we've got constant supply means that we can continue to expand our business.
It's one of 4 sustainable water projects getting a share in a $54 million funding pool, with infrastructure upgrades also going up in Bothwell, Ellendale and Oatlands, bolstering supply for drinking and irrigation.
What this funding means is we can prioritise our funding and ensure that we do the right projects at the right time.
The Albanese government chipping in $20 million, the rest coming from TasWater.
And I think that people would be hard-pressed to say that this is just in relation to an election. It is in relation to us investing in Tasmania's best interests, as we always do.
Tas farmers also supportive of the investment, but are wanting progress on the long-awaited Tamar irrigation scheme, claiming landholders weren't given enough information about its potential benefits during previous water sales rounds.
What we would now like to see is that focus turn to the Tamar scheme to make sure that it also has bipartisan funding support at a federal level.
The state government says it's continuing to work with stakeholders on achieving the best way forward for the initiative. Anthony Dodd, 7 Tasmania News.
Well, Tasmania's own Wolf Brothers have saddled up with the Wiggles for a new country album. Wiggle Up, Giddy Up features collaborations with iconic country music stars, including Dolly Parton, the late great Slim Dusty and singer-songwriter Dasher.
Wiggle up, boots on the ground, wiggle up, go round and round. Wiggle up, boots on the ground, giddy up, down, wiggle down.
Country music tells a story, and the Wiggles are all about telling stories.
Tom and Nick Wolf taking to X to say they've just become the coolest dad and uncle due to the collaboration. A local gymnastics academy has cartwheeled its way into a funding boost, with the state government contributing more than $2 million towards a new facility. It's hoped the bigger space will help accommodate the growing sport.
Athletes at the Hobart Gymnastics Academy have some extra spring in their step. They're going to have a flashy new facility to call home, with the state government injecting $2.5 million for the development in Bridgewater.
It'll be a whole new setup. You can see by the number of participants here, they're busting at the seams. They need a bigger facility.
Gym goers are already jumping for joy over the expansion.
Amazing. I reckon it's going to help all of our athletes so much. Like the new equipment, all the different space.
The funding coming just in time, with the academy outgrowing its ageing building.
The Hobart Gymnastics Academy has been based in Bridgewater for 14 plus years, so to have them here for the long term in a brand new facility, servicing regional southern Tasmania.
It's aimed at making sporting and wellbeing activities more accessible in the area.
To expand our programs and just be able to share with the community, grow our family base, it's a really exciting thing.
As well as strengthen community connection. It's hoped the new facility will see more Tasmanians spring into gymnastics, and you don't have to be the best at the sport to get involved, with the club already seeing budding athletes from all backgrounds put their skills to the test.
A great place to be. It's like my second home.
Rebecca Gaidaneris at 7 Tasmania News.
One of Shakespeare's most loved comedies is preparing for a run in the Botanical Gardens. But there's a twist. Twelfth Night has been given a modern adaptation, and the original 3-hour production has been slimmed down to just 2.
I don't think a modern audience deserves to go and watch something they don't quite understand, so it's not proper Shakespeare, but we haven't changed the words much.
And it's not just human actors who will take centre stage. The theatre company is dealing with some unexpected cast members who missed the first round of auditions.
There's 2 little ducks, and they will come and sit in the middle of the stage during the scene and not get out of the way. And sometimes they'll come and pest you for snacks.
The play runs from tonight until February 1. Tasmania Zoo's largest litter of baby meerkats are delighting visitors over the summer rush period. They're the latest in a string of births there, with even more expected over the coming months.
It's not just human parents with their hands full this summer. Tasmania Zoo welcoming an influx in little ones. The latest, a litter of 6 meerkats, the zoo's 4th and largest of 2024, born just before Christmas.
When they're born, they're about the size of a little baby mouse. By the time they're 3 months old, they're almost the same size as the adult.
Digging around for food and striking an iconic pose, the animals have been a favourite during the busy summer period.
You'll often see a lot of people spending an hour just sitting in our cafe watching the meerkats run around, do all their crazy little things that they're doing all the time.
But they're not the only new kids on the block.
The baby gibbon, baby marmoset, baby capybara, and then the meerkats.
With more expected soon, devil and wombat breeding season on the way. All the new faces needing their own identity. For zookeepers, the naming of babies is a bit of an art form. The new meerkats waiting for theirs, this year set to be easier than the last.
These guys will all have names starting with U. U has been a very difficult year for us, but moving into this year, everyone's names will start with V.
Helping keep track of who's who in the zoo. Zeke Gaffney, 7 Tasmania News.
To the Hobart International, where Australian young gun Maya Joint is currently on court in her semi-final clash against Belgium's Elise Merton. Earlier this afternoon, America's McCartney Kessler booked her spot in the decider after beating Elena Avanashir.
It's job done under the Hobart sun. Into a second WTA final.
The 2-hour match going down to the wire, ending 4-6, 6-3, 6-4. A Tasmanian pair have performed well on the road in the National Cycling Championships in WA. Hobart's Felicity Wilson-Hafferton went into the under-23 women's time trials, the hot favourite, but a young South Australian outsider pipped her at the post. Wilson-Hafferton falling short of the gold by just 1.8 seconds, and Devonport's Anya Lowe also pulled off a podium finish, winning bronze in the elite women's time trial. And off the back of a 2-game losing streak, the Jack Jumpers will be eager to use their home court advantage to turn the recent form around tonight. They host Adelaide 36ers at MyState Bank Arena, a team they beat by 4 points the last time they met. The Jackies will be without star guard Sean McDonald after he was ruled out with this injury ending. He won't be in for the rest of the season. The tip-off is at 7:30.
Good evening. Maximum temperatures were 3 degrees above average today, with Hobart reaching 29, Launceston a high of 28, 24 in Devonport, Burnie 23. 32 was the state's top in Ouse, 27 in Flinders Island, St Helens 24 and 23 in Lyowini. High cloud covered the state this morning, then clearing to a mostly sunny day with warm temperatures right across the state. Further out, thunderstorms are seen throughout the northern half of Australia and along the east coast of the mainland. Tomorrow, showers are expected about the north, extending statewide during the afternoon with isolated thunderstorms in the evening. Variable winds tomorrow with up to 10 knots in the central west and southwest, with east to northeasterly winds in the north. Swells up to 1.5 metres in the west and south and below 1 metre in the north. We have a severe 3-day heatwave warning in place across the state, with maximum temperatures in the high 20s to low 30s and not getting much relief with overnight temperatures. Minimum temperatures there in the low to mid-teens, and a strong wind warning is also current for Frederick Henry and Norfolk Bay, Storm Bay and the southeast coast. Tomorrow's forecast now: Hobart, partly cloudy 29 in Maydena, Oatlands 27. In the north, Launceston a shower or two, 23 in Devonport, a shower or two in Lyowini. Cloudy in Burnie tomorrow, Strawn a possible shower developing, Maribor 24 degrees. St Helens a shower or two, 25 in Swansea, and partly cloudy in Orford. Looking ahead to the 3-day forecast now: Sunday showers with isolated thunderstorms mostly in the afternoon and evening. Monday showers with possible isolated thunderstorms contracting to the east during the evening. And Tuesday, isolated showers contracting to the north during the evening. Capital cities 30 and sunny in Perth tomorrow. Melbourne 33 and a possible storm in Sydney. And currently Hobart clear and 23. Launceston still sitting at 26 degrees and Devonport mostly clear and 22. And Kim, don't forget there is that 3-day heatwave warning in place. For information on staying safe, you can check out the Tasmania Department of Health webpage.
Okay, thanks Jackie. We don't hear that very often, do we? That is all your news for now. I'm off for a couple of weeks on holidays and Lou will be with you next week. Thanks for joining us tonight. Good night, everyone.